Hello, I'm back. Oh, they're also here too. Bazelle and Cubby are alongside me, and we're getting into our halftime segment, which is going to be a fun segment I like to call Magical Draws. It's very original and creative. What it is I have a chalkboard, and I'm going to draw moments from the game on the chalkboard. They're going to work against one another. They have to guess correctly first on what I'm drawing on here, and it's going to be
so we're competing.
Yes, you're competing. It's going to be an important moment during the game, so that we can help literally illustrate to the viewers out there what happened in that game. I'm not going to draw too many moments. It's going to be 3 different moments, since that would be a lot of time, and I'm also not that good at drawing. So we're just going to try.
At least we don't have any ties.
Yeah. No ties.
Well, I mean, we could have a tie if TSM was the next game, but...
No, I'm saying I don't have a tie.
No, not this game, Cubby. You're going down. Going down.
All right. Anyways, so I'm going to erase this. We're going to start off with our first drawing. And you guys, you can start guessing now if you really want to see if you can predict what I am going to actually put
the arrow Baron Steel. Or Dragon Steel, sorry.
He hasn't even drawn yet.
Not that. He said I could start guessing, all right?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Can the artist
block like half? I can't see it. It's a chalkboard. It's a chalkboard.
It's a chalkboard.
It's a chalkboard. It looks like a lane.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Kind of. Or a mountain or a funnel. Is it a funnel?
Hold on.
Oh God.
Can you see all the way up there?
Okay. Kind of. A little bit.
Cool.
Like not as much. What is that? Wait.
What am I doing?
It's supposed to be like an arrow. Is it an arrow? Yeah. Oh, okay. Arrow.
Okay.
The Whirling Death that stole Dragon. That Mazelle guessed first.
Is that it?
Oh, Baron?
Baron Pit.
Oh, the TL Sneak.
Yep.
When they
TL Sneak. There it is.
The TL Sneak.
Yep, that's a point for Cubby. There we go. So that's our first one.
Is that supposed to be Baron up there at the top?
Shut up. I didn't. Did I say?
I want to see that more.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing there. This is my game. I can do what I want.
I thought that was like an earthworm.
I mean, okay.
I mean, that's actually pretty accurate for Baron, you know.
That's kind of what I was going for, to be honest.
Come out of the earth and it is a worm.
It's the, what did we call it? The Texan? No, it wasn't the Texan bull. The Alaska. No, that was the
Alaskan bullworm.
No, it was the Texan bullworm.
It was the Texan bullworm.
Right, so 1 point for Cubby, and the reason why I wanted to illustrate that is I think it was a really smart play by Team Liquid to make sure that when things were going really sour in the mid game, they're able to bounce back, keep themselves even, continue that scaling they had on their side. So that's why I wanted to draw that one. But like I said, we only have so much time, so let's go for the next one. Again, you can start guessing right away if you really want to. Oh God, how am I gonna draw this?
What have you set up for yourself? Zigs.
Is it a helicopter? It's a helicopter.
No.
It's a helicopter. No,
that's not a helicopter.
It's a helicopter.
That's not a helicopter.
It's Corky.
That's Corky wasn't even in the game.
Oh, it's the B mode.
It is the B mode.
No, wait, it's not.
It's a bee of some sort.
No.
Maybe.
Is it Whirling Death going to steal the dragon?
There it is.
Oh, is that the dragon?
That's the dragon. This is a beautiful dragon.
I love you, dragon. I love you, dragon.
Okay, look, I was trying to think, how can I draw a dragon really quick on a chalkboard? Like,
give it spiky arms.
Literally the moment I have it written down on this notebook, right? And I'm like, how do I draw a dragon on a chalkboard in like 30 seconds.
Honestly, it looks like
beautiful.
It kind of looks like Altaria from Pokemon. Just
okay. The thing is, I was kind of going for that kind of vibe, like maybe like a bat too, to kind of
to
give you the idea.
Just throw us off a little bit, you know.
I can't believe you're drawing Pokemon without Sierra here.
I know, right?
Yeah,
all right, so wait, Cubby got the point on that one.
All right.
You know what? Okay, this one will have count as 3 points, just to give let it.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. This is all me, baby. This is all me.
Now?
Yeah.
Do we at least get blind pick for game 3?
You gotta give the little guy a chance, all right?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. It's red. That's a Ziggs bomb.
It's Ziggs ending the game. That's the 2 Nexus turrets.
No.
Zigzal?
No.
Is it Maokai saplings versus Elise spiderlings?
Uh-huh.
Is it Harry's birthday? That already passed us. That was LCS this week.
Arrows.
How the tides changed in the game?
Popping balloons.
The winds changed?
In the air. Okay. We're a little stumped here, Magic.
I'm trying to think. I'm working on it. Give the artist some time.
If you are just joining us from the LEC, you joined us at the perfect time for NACL.
Yes, you did.
As this is Magical Draws, we were trying to guess what happened in the last game if you just got to us. We had a Ziggs win the game by backdooring with no minions, down 3 inhibitors, as TL took game 1. And they took both Nexus turrets with no minions.
Yeah. And
it was fun.
Okay.
Arrow stole a dragon soul. This is the picture? This is what you've given us? There's no more?
Don't find the artist. I'm 2-0. He's been doing good.
So that's the Nexus and the Nexus Towers.
Oh, is it the Nexus defense?
TL's
it's the Nexus defense. The balloons tower defense.
You liar! I said first. Production, don't lie. Don't lie. I see you. I know where you. I know where you work.
First.
Just saying. If you want to be nice, give us a tie.
I'll let production decide who won that one. It is balloons tower defense.
That's the guy that wanted no ties.
That's the guy that wanted no ties.
Hey, it's worth 3 points. It's worth 3 points.
The Ziggs balloon tower defense?
Yeah. Well That's exactly what it was. That's why it's balloons, arrows to try to kill the balloons, the tower, the Nexus.
Arrows trying to kill the balloons.
Oh, it's a tie! All right, there we go.
Got ties. Is that foreshadowing to what we're going to have in this series?
We'll see. You never know. All right, right after that kind of game, possibly, because that was very close. And now we have a little bit. If we have a little bit of time, let's talk about that game a little bit more. So, I would say I loved watching that as a spectator. Close games are always more fun, but God, the moments between that, there's so many things. One play doesn't happen, Team Liquid doesn't win that game because TSM had a good lead early on. And it's funny because some of my notes I had on here were about like, hey, spiders versus trees. I'll have like a whole thing about spiders versus yeah, like I draw that on here, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna work. I had a 15-minute IE for Arrow, where he was able to get that really early, and it's crazy because the 2 marksmen on both sides were actually really far ahead, both of them, because they're killing the other people on the map, not each other.
So I know that we did really highlight the Ziggs at the Nexus defense because there aren't many champions in League of Legends that can deal with 6 Baroned up super minions.
Right?
I think that list starts and ends with Ziggs. Okay, Ziggs
tower defense. Look at this. Beautiful artwork.
What I will say is that if you go into that last fight, Kim Down did find Wild Turtle, and Assassin Charge also found Wild Turtle. That was really important for the game because, as you highlighted, Man Magical, both marksmen were so fed in the back half. But I think that's where it was really the start of the end for TSM, and then losing a Nexus to no minions and a backdoor bonus, being on your turrets, and then watching Ziggs just do like 600 damage.
Short fuse, man. Short fuse.
That's a bummer. That's depressing. So I will say that was a wild game. If you did miss it and you just want to watch a fun game of League of Legends, go back and watch the VOD. That game was
worth it.
That game was whack.
I mean, the thing is that we didn't even get to talk about how there's a great play by Haunter onto Arrow 2 that made it seem like they were going to win the game. There's so many moments.
So good.
Oh, I know. Haunter, Svenskeren, I think both played well. The only problem that Svenskeren had was that smite, the one smite. But you know what? You give it to him once in a while.
You know what the crazier thing is that I checked Twitter in the 5-minute break. Over on twitch.tv/PathLCS, where we have more games going on, there was a 5-man Jax Counter-Strike into a pentakill for Zeri for Meech. So game one's just popping.
Meech.
Game ones are popping today.
Yeah, didn't he get a penta last split too? So that's actually crazy. But you know what? We can't talk about that. We got to talk about the games we have at hand. We have Team Liquid Challengers, TSM Challengers. Let's see how they bounce back into those one. If we get a tied series, or if it's going to be a 2-0. Guys, take us into the series.
Thank you so much, Magical. Love your drawing segment and your beautiful artwork in the Ziggs defense there for sure. TL on the blue side. We have TSM back on the red side. We have as well a lot to think of in coming into the draft, coming off that first game. We have the Sejuani already banned away by TL, but there's still some power picks left on the table that maybe need to be taken away.
That last game is wild, but we're going to throw it out the window. If you are TLC, you can still look at that last game and be like, hey, you know what? We should have won that game, because that is how that game was going. Now, for TL, I think that one of the keys here, really curious to see what happens with that Maokai Elise trade. Do we take the Maokai into the Elise again? Because Svenskeren had a monster game in that game 1. And really the only thing that made that a TL win was the fact that Ziggs is a champion that was picked by APA. So we could see a swap, and already we are seeing a little bit of a swap of the bans, as actually Kassadin's taken off the board, and now instead of Wader. This means that with Lucian taken off the board, we could see a Varus ban, which now Zeri is open. We haven't seen a lot of, not nearly as many Zeri blinds. It's been mostly Zeri handshakes into Lucian on this new patch. But we'll see what the first pick for TL is. Last game it was the Maokai that is available, but Elise does exist. And I would love to see Elise again for Svenskeren. He played it very, very well in the early game.
I'm very interested they do go down that route again. I still am so interested in the fact that we just have TSM challengers willing to ban out 3 ADCs, I guess, Ashe support there, but a lot of focus down towards Arrow. It's going to be the first pick of the Jhin, though, this time around, followed by that Elise.
It's the same core. They're going to try and get Cassante on 3. TL, I am expecting that Arrow goes for the Draven.
It's the run back.
Now, I believe we saw a Nautilus being taken for TSM on 4. And actually, I was predicting the Rise earlier. So this Kassadin ban makes sense. In game 1, I was talking about Rise because it would guarantee that you can go bot and make plays onto the Jhin and try and help that Draven get ahead. So Maokai plus Rise for Draven. And this is already TL showing they're going to be playing through bot lane. A lot of how we set up this series is the fact that TSM, Haunter's been leading the entire league at gold to 15. TSM's been really playing through him. Arrow is up there for marksman. I think he's first or second in the gold div of 15. So not surprised that we now have a comp for TL that is fully committed in the first 3 picks for playing for the bot lane.
I saw the Akali hovered for an insta-second right before the timer was going down. Oh, okay. Well, it's still exciting, though, because Doxa's Azir coming in here for TSM. A lot of setup potential for that aggression, and still a little bit of that late game as well. So now we're in the second phase. We're looking at the Fiora ban by TSM into Bradley. We're also going to be looking at the Renekton ban by TL. So a lot of top lane focus, a lot of solo lane focus.
I was about to say I'm surprised about the Renekton ban, but then I remember that Elise was in this game because, Renekton Rise, good times. But we will see. I mean, I think that the Fiora ban is just setting up TSM even more so for a Cassante. But the Jace being taken away, we'll see if Cassante actually gets banned here on 5. It would be a reasonable takeaway for Bradley, as I think Jax's only option again is to kind of split this game. But Jace being taken away, maybe we have Haunter looking towards a Gnar. Yeah, Gnar's taken off
banned away.
Yeah. Okay.
So it should be just the Cassante then, I would expect. Is this pick coming out of the second phase?
I think that if you're TSM at this point, you see how heavy TL is playing around the bot lane. So I would want to save my last pick for Draku to try and get a support counter, find anything. So it will be the Cassante, no surprise there. I'm expecting to see Bradley pull out the Jax, given that most of the other matchups we've seen in the Cassante are off the board. I was about to tease, we could have a Nautilus deny here for Kim down, and so that will be the trade. I will say, a GP. Wow, okay, this is risky. So GP the new itemization changes are really, really good for GP. They did nerf him a little bit to try and counter that. So, like, 5-item late game GP is worse, but early game GP, if it's the Prowlers build for Bradley, we'll see. I think that against Cassantes, we mostly have been seeing shield bows. You can go shield bow into IE now and feel really, really good as Gangplank.
Interesting. All right, so the response does come out from Draku. We'll get the Amumu, so that engage potential definitely there. Still a lot of strength, I feel like, in the early game setup for TSM, but I want to ask how this differs from the setup they had in game number 1 and what they do against this kind of return to TL comp.
I mean, I think for TSM, it's still Azir can somewhat match the push of Rise. And it still is all about that Elise early game. What I really like that TSM did last game is they got Mir's flash to level 1, and Svenskeren instantly made a play on that. So let's look out to see if level 1 can be played a little bit better by TL this time around. And if TSM can try anything to try and get off the ground, because that really did set Svenskeren up for success. And that flash being burned before minions met. I mean, Svenskeren, keep in mind, he was involved in the first 7 kills, 7 minutes into the game, and it was a 3k gold lead for TSM. So I think TL changing things up, getting the Rise and Nautilus, does make their early game a bit more sound, and they shouldn't fall, nearly as much as victim as they did to TSM in game 1 in the early stages.
No Ziggs this time, though, for TL. Definitely want to see how APA utilizes the Rise to have that mobility at level 6. They have the global
Ziggs,
at level 6 as well. Yeah, the damn Ziggs. The global from Bradley as well from the top lane. We do get a level 1 cheese coming out from TSM Challengers here as we take to the Rift. Make sure you're using hashtag NACL if you want to get your tweets onto the screen here. We see Brandon Logan, Team Liquid Challenger, just embarrassing TSM. Well, they did have a really good game going into the later parts of game number 1.
I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, I'm just waiting for APA to tweet out a Ziggs GIF.
I really hope. I really hope we get it.
Because he wasn't on Twitter in between games. Good for him. I think TL had a lot to talk about in that game 1. It did not go their way for the majority of it, but doesn't mean I'm not excited for the Ziggs GIF at the end of this one. As I feel like when you win against 6 super creeps that are baroned up, and then you backdoor with no minions, you should celebrate.
And get that picture, get that screenshot framed and send it to your house of him just defending against the 6 super minions.
Oh man!
And we'll get another one of him ending the game on the other side, and then you'll have 2 perfect frames for your wall, Cubby.
APA was already on my wall because of the podcast last week. We don't need more of them. Yeah, we don't need more of them.
I don't know if that's ever the case, but let's get into the pathings early on for this setup in terms of Mir and Svenskeren, who were very key in the early game activities of both squads. We will see opposite side starts this time around, though. It will be spotted out on both sides, though. So both junglers coming in with a little bit of information here. Hello, Hanser.
Cheeky from Bradley. As you can see, Bradley's going to try and get the trial by fire auto off. Really big for GP, and the nice part about starting barrel level 1 is that if you are able to trade out those trial by fire autos, it's quite a bit of damage that you do in the early stages of the lane. Whereas Kim down, they will get that ward, well played, and sidesteps the bandage toss, so early lane going very in favor of TL. Well done from Kim down again before the game, said that he's learned so much from Arrow, really looked up to playing with him, or really looked up to him as a player when he was in LCK and was really excited to play with him. Now Kim down level 2. They're going to get a sum. Well done.
Wild Turtle taking a lot of damage there, but the engage goes back down. Drag Coup getting low as well. Arrow pretty much untouched in that situation, and the aggression shining through. A little bit of comfort holding over from game number 1.
Oh boy. All right, so Mir went 3 camp to bot. Svenskeren went 3 camp to go find Mir, and guess what? Both of our junglers, they're down here. Svenskeren's wrapping around. We'll see if TL wants to go for a dive or if they want to try and dodge out from the Elise. Arrow's in a very awkward situation here. His support's not with them. He's going to get the bad news now.
Oh my god, no. It's the worst timing for Arrow, but the beautiful timing for Svenskeren to get first blood, and TSM are on the board.
I really like the counter from Svenskeren. I know he loses his blue buff for this, but it matters much more that you get Draven behind and get something else on the board for yourself. So Svenskeren sneaking around TL there, really well played. And again, Svenskeren is showing that, in this early season, I think he's been pathing, making some pretty decent decisions across the Rift, and gets TSM another good start to this game on this Elise.
We see exactly how it went down. Arrow's vision, the last second, showing Svenskeren around the corner and himself getting the kill. Again, going back to back, getting the first bloods, and especially the proactivity from Svenskeren on this Elise. I love that they're opting into this playstyle for him.
And look at this. Draku's actually coming to help with this crab. I think they're going to be late. Mir has Smite coming up and should be able to Smite secure this on his way out. He just got it when he sees him. Yep, he's going to Smite walk out, but Svenskeren, okay, flash for flash trade. I think that is advantage to TSM, and Svenskeren's going to go straight for the blue. Kasante does have push and prio at this point of the matchup. Actually, no, Bradley has slow push going, so this is a little bit tricky for Svenskeren, but I think given his strength, the fact that Mir isn't based yet, confident enough to take the blue buff away, and Mir's just going to see Elise go to topside and be like, hey, we're going to cash in that dive bot now, yeah.
He just walked all the way straight to the bot side. Kim down was trying to get an engage on a Wild Turtle. Here comes Dragku around the corner. They know that they're in the tri-bush, so
APA can move off this wave. If he kills these 2 creeps and sprints bot, yeah, you can see APA moving now. Svenskeren's actually come to answer. So TSM, they can guess that this is going on.
We'll see if they actually have a plan spider legs for it. Run, Cubby.
Not fast enough, man. The rise is here.
It's fast enough.
Oh,
and
boy.
It's just a little Jin. They're going to go for the dive. A little bit of delay here, though. Kim down not want to go in fully. TP's now coming in from Doxa. You got the shutdown onto Wild Turtle. Shot goes on to APA. Kim down taking another one. 2 down. Going to TSM. Maybe one. Arrow in some trouble here, but he's able to kite out a little bit more damage. Draku, and the kill to Arrow. He's cashing in here. The knockback, not one left as the kills rain across. We're 2-2 now for both teams.
That was a well-played dive from TL. The only reason that there was any trade back is the fact that a Dredgeline caught a Spiderling from Svenskeren. But again, I think this was the adaptation in the draft from TL. When you look at game 2 compared to game 1, this rise, your ability to move, to make plays early, it really is the setup for Arrow to get ahead. And they're cashing it in as meanwhile topside Bradley's on his own.
All out Bradley. He's got Kim down here. Perfect time to come back in, but the unstoppable comes through.
It's only level 2.
He's blocking out though. Level 2. Can he do it? Hanser with the solo.
2 games in a row for Hanser. He's taken down Bradley in a solo kill as Hanser continues to make his mark in the early season. Getting back to this dive, really like how TL played the aggro. They're going to wait for APA to take it as the one ranged member. So APA takes aggro with phase rush. He's able to walk out nice and easy. Make sure that they are able to get the 1 kill down. Then Kim down, catching the Spiderwing. That's a real bummer on the Dredgeline. It's the only reason they trade back, but I love Arrow stepping up here, using the whirling axes to get so much damage down as he rips through this Amumu. And that's the reason that TL is able to come out on top, using that early strength of Draven, playing towards it. Good stuff from TL.
Get that cash in. I don't know how many stacks he actually had. Probably not that many. It's a little bit earlier on. But now we do get movement back onto the map here. Both Draku and Kim down been pretty active, but with movement towards mid lane here, TSM have obvious eyes on APA.
APA doesn't think he's spotted by the Amumu. Oh, no.
Oh, Doxa is going to deliver him back to Shurima.
He's okay, though.
Does have the phase rush. A lot of tankiness. Draku tanking the tower, though. One more auto will get Doxa, but it's a trade back. Oh, my God. It's catastrophe for TSM. They've lost 2. They come away with a 1, I guess.
All right. I guess if you're going to do that, you can dance before the gank. We'll put it that way, Marcel.
Is that what we're going with? Like the
I don't make the
best
rules.
Practices?
Those are just the rules, you know?
Okay. Makes sense. Oh, he's got 72 stacks of adoration. Thank you to the Observer Squad as well. And it looks like he's gotten the 182 gold. So not much from the first stacking. But we'll see Svenskeren back down to the bottom side. Dragon already taken by TL. Mir getting a little bit low. Maybe a capitalization by TSM in the cards. And TL, First Dragon's nice, but now my eyes go on that Rift Herald. Because, again, I think TSM picking this up, Rift Herald very strong on the map still. The best early game objective. And TL's actually posturing for another bot play, so that could open up a Rift look for TSM, especially given the fact that Hanser's already opened up that top lane with a solo kill. But curious, TSM trying to counter the bot play, trying to dissuade TL from executing down here. So you're going to delay that Rift Herald. Just make sure their bot lane can farm this safely as we take a look. Arrow 2 levels down or 2 levels up on Wild Turtle, I should say. That's a big deal. Yeah, I mean, 30 CS as well. We saw this actually in bot lane last game. Arrow had a 30 CS differential in the lane, right? And I think that it was something they were able to build off of, but Wild Turtle was picking up kills, and that was what was giving a lot of strength to the bot lane with TSM. Now, how does this work out for TSM as they are trying to play into a one-sidedly strong TL bot lane?
I guess I think at this point you have to cross map, and I think this is something that TSM has done a lot and done well in this early season. But I want to see them try and make a play for this Rift Herald, because at the moment they're trying to match the bot lane of TL, and that's going to make this Rift play a lot more difficult. Like I think that they were in a tough decision, like whether to go for Rift or whether they were going to sack their bot lane again. It's Monster. That's another one.
One more knockback. He gets him. No, he can't get him. Oh, Hanser with another solo. But TL want to get revenge. Oh, he got the trade back. Get a solo polo both ways. Emperor's Divide is not enough to save Doxa, and TL come up with 2 kills.
And that skirmish, I mean, Arrow's level 7, like, the fact it's a 0 for 1, that's about as well as it could have gone for TSM. Again, when they're trying to match the bot lane of TL, they're so much stronger at the moment. That's why I was kind of debating the Rift Herald, do you let that bot play happen and make sure you get something on the other side of the map? Because right now, I mean, again, Draku's only on 3 days of practice. But the focus that TL's had on this bot lane, the Ryze roams, and where Amir has played on the map, it's made bot lane so difficult for TSM, and it's what's opened up this nearly 2K gold lead now for TL.
It's such a big lead. Now we see the engage there straight on the Svenskeren, getting dodged out by the repel, but not for long. Able to survive, and I think that the re-engage here is the biggest kicker. Doxa just getting kind of left out in the end.
Yeah, Doxa didn't have any other soldiers to drop after the flash, where he's looking to EQ out. Or didn't have the Q available either, so a bit of an oops there from Doxa as he goes down. And again, I think this map right now, it is all TL. We'll have to see where this Herald goes, but you can see TSM, I like this play. They're trying to break it. So Hanser doesn't have his ult quite yet, but him and Svenskeren has snuck up into this top side with Draku. So they will have numbers, not to mention their strongest member going into the Draven. We'll see if this is a better setup here for TSM, or if they can deny Arrow a little bit.
And I think the setup for TSM here has been interesting to watch unfold. Obviously, Draku coming into the fold itself, but opting into these very engage-heavy bottom lanes and trying to pair up as much as possible with Svenskeren, Hanser, and Doxa has been really interesting to see Draku in those communications kind of unfolding in live time.
Here we go.
As it's going to happen yet again. Here. Bandage toss does not connect. Nature's Grasp is right around the corner. Kim down, tanking up a bunch. And as you said, that cannon barrage doing work. Curse the Sad Mummy. And guess who's on the back line? It's Hanser who says, knock, knock. I'm Cassante. There's a solo kill in mid lane, though. Doxa falls to Appa.
Hey, welcome to NA. Draku, he played all right in that game, but I think this Curse of the Sad Mummy was the best moment we've seen out of the new support for TSM Challengers yet, as that 3-man ult made sure the play went in favor of TSM.
Love to see the little piggy come out for APA as well, but I'm sure we'll get a relook at what happened mid lane.
Yeah, Ryze solo killing Azir. That's not supposed to happen in this matchup, but APA... Okay.
APA is just too good, man.
Oh, the EQ. It caught the Ryze.
The collegiate mid laner matchup.
Is he going to sidestep the Emperor's Divide? That's the only other play you can make now. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, my God. He just blows him up. Bop, bop. And the Aurelion Soul Dab. That's the perfect emote for APA. It's literally the epitome.
Yeah, so when Doxa won his collegiate championship in 21, he was going up against Maryville and Spyrax. APA, of course, being a Maryville alum as well, as Doxa was with Winthrop, so get two collegiate mid laners here. Kind of fun. We didn't get to highlight that in the first game.
Yeah.
It was a Ziggs lane, you know?
Yeah, in the end, it's the Ziggs that won out, I guess. And see now if TL went out on this top lane dive against Hanser. Hanser is 4-1. He's on his first item. Going to tank up, but he's already half health here. He's trying to get out with the Unstoppable. There is... Oh, I thought maybe Arrow would be able to pick up the kill. They just all using their ultis.
Well, yeah, we threw 3 ults at Hanser. That's all it took to take down the Cassante. I will say, Hanser going down, honestly, not that bad for TSM. Feeding Doxa a couple plates before these plates go down. It will be first brick going over TL, so they still get the advantage. But it is a lot of ults eaten, and Dragon will be given. We'll see how much TSM can get off this in the back half.
5 plates, though, to Bradley and Mir. That's actually big.
It's worth it for TL. Like, they're the ones that are getting the better of this play, but at least TSM are trading cross-map. Like, keep in mind that they were matching Arrow earlier. Like, on this Draven, the Draven was way too far ahead, so when you match and you just lose across the map. At least this time... Oh, actually, okay. I'm just going to stop talking this interview. Okay, never mind. All right, TL, you murder this play.
TL just taking a
TL murder this play. All right, I'm done. I'm done coping. We're
all right, I'll take the color caster hat now. You can have the play-by-play hat. We'll trade off.
Oh, okay. I mean,
but I do want to highlight that for the moment that we have, right? I think it's interesting. Obviously, the trade coming down for TSM. Bradley's gangplank was something that was questionable last year. At the beginning of the year, and we saw it grow throughout the year, and the confidence built in his own right. We even heard him in interviews over time, and especially towards the proving grounds in summer, right? That is a confidence that was built over time for him to be able to whip out the gangplank in these kinds of situations. I think seeing that hold over into the new year, seeing the willingness to opt into this playstyle is really, really nice.
I don't know, man. His gangplank's still 17-2 in his career, so it's pretty gnarly. I think that Bradley, as a top laner, again, he's someone that we really think can join a lot of his teammates from last year in the LCS this upcoming year. He is still on year 2 of this role swap from mid to top. It's been going very well. He's a great player.
We'll
see if he can survive this. I don't think we cursed him. He's playing this quite well.
Yeah. That was really nice to clear that wave, and TSM not able to get the 3-man dive going. Now they are going to be aggressed as they try to get back to their mid lane here. Mir in position. Get an engage. Kim down right there to get a re-engage if Draku goes back in. The big curse of Sad Mummies. Huge APAs coming on the flank though. And TSM, they're headed away, but they don't head away fast enough. Doxa, Wild Turtle will just watch as the trio of Svenskeren, Hanser, and Draku are down.
It's a simple thing. I really love this turn from Kim down, as the attempt from TSM, it's no chance to be successful after this depth charge from Kim down, who actually was able to buffer the CC from Amumu. We're going to get a second look. Keep your eyes on Kim down here, guys. Really nice moment here for one of the newer players and newer faces that we have in Challengers. As Draku, it's a decent 3-man stun. TSM has to look, but look at the buffer. Able to find Svenskeren, gets a 3-man knockup, forces the unstoppable to Hanser, can't get on APA, and the fight's over before it starts.
What a way to play it through. As we were saying, we were just waiting for that engage and Kim down to get the re-engage back. It was really, really nicely executed. Unfortunately for Hanser, he is very strong, but not strong enough. As back onto the map we go. We're looking at second items pretty much across the board here, coming online very, very soon. Mir is back on the Rift Herald grind. We'll be taking another objective for TL with the help of Bradley, of course. And should just be a nice little time until we get this Rift Herald utilized in the mid lane, I'm sure.
I gotta say, I've noticed a common trend here for TL. Improve second games. When they have dropped games, like they dropped the first game to Fear. I think that TL, in a lot of these game 2s, I really like, again, our Challenger teams. All these guys are developing when they can put together better second game on the day. I think the draft adaptations that TL made to go up against the same core as TSM been much improved, and they've done a lot of work with it. And this game's tough for TSM. I mean, we've got Mountain Dragon up. TL, you got to assume they're going to have full control over that with a 7k gold lead. Rise is almost at his 2-item spike, because that Rod is nearly fully stacked, has the Seraph stacked up as well. It's going to be really tough for TSM to play back into this game. I mean, we're looking at a late game if TSM wants to win, where maybe Jin and Azir can take over, but TL, they're off to the races, and they have no signs of slowing down.
That's a 3,000 gold lead in top lane. That's like almost 2,000 gold lead.
And he got solo killed.
Yeah, he did.
Twice. Hanser 1v2'd him. And then Bradley got the 2 towers up there, and he's fine.
It was the input of love from Mir. That's what I'll say. Mir is going to end up using that Rift Herald mid lane. Arrow is a bit caught out here. He has the rest of his team right behind him, though.
Oh, boy.
Svenskeren trying to get in there. That is the Nature's Grasp. Going to get the repel out. The charge comes through. One more auto onto the tower. Svenskeren blasted over the wall, but there's the twisted advance already connected. You got to be careful, though. Draku goes back in. Doxa with a big Emperor's Divide, but look at Arrow. He's just free hitting. APA gets the unstoppable. And Arrow's onto Svenskeren now. Svenskeren's down, and nobody's falling for TL. Here comes the shots. 1 shot. 2 shot through the middle. Gets the 4th. Not going to find it. They get 1 back. But it is a trade that will not go the favor of TSM.
Nice weave there from Wild Turtle in the back half. But yeah, at TL, they're the ones that are in full control of this game. We did mention the changes to IE. And also the Navori Quick Blades, as that looks to be the build here for Bradley's GP. So more barrels and more Qs coming out of GP. Not a bad thing. How many barrels is too many barrels? How many barrels can you get? What is the max amount of barrels you could possibly get? If you're like inhuman reaction time. If you want to take a walk down memory lane here, Michelle, I think when GP was first released, he got 9 barrels when he was at max points. As Hanser is going for the 1v1 here. Looks like he took 2 tower shots. And, that's a nice barrel here from Bradley. Yeah, there's a reason that GP is 17-2, guys, and already has a win this year.
Might be looking at another one here. The re-engage from Draku there, just like getting caught out, though. We see in picture-in-picture, Dragon started up, but it was just a beautifully executed fight and very close executed fight for TL.
I did like the attempt from Draku to find APA there, but the tenacity on the rise, able to make sure he was able to sneak in out of the crowd control before the Emperor's Divide came in. Doxa just a hair late, trying to hook up with the new support there.
Give him a bounty!
As that's a little bit of dopamine for Hanser. But TL still getting more around the map as that's 2 winners looking to fall.
Don't look at the rest of the map. Don't worry about it. We got the bounty, all right? We got the bounty. Oh, second tier tower falls over to Bradley, who has just been scraping up gold here. I do wonder, though, especially now that we've gotten the third item, it's the Gale Force completed for Bradley. I know you were talking about the shield bow builds and things like that. Is this just kind of that execution build coming in?
So Gale Force, you can use the active and the move speed to really just buy space from the Cassante. So that's really the idea. Move speed does feel rather nice on GP. You can, get in range for the Qs and barrels as well. Especially in, he is a melee, but with his abilities, he somewhat feels like a ranged champ.
I have a question here, though, because I'm looking down the itemizations. How bad does it feel for Mir not to have a second item yet? And you have Bradley just chilling on 3.5, almost 4 in the top lane. No big deal.
Man, he's in heaven. This is heaven. This is Maokai's job. Maokai wants to be on absolutely no econ, no resources. All right,
literally nothing.
He's not a man of industry. All right.
He's a man of the forest, the man of nature. Lets things grow over time.
Yeah, like he grew all of his laners' leads. Except for top. But, we caught up later. We got 2 turrets.
Hey, well, the Rift Herald being used, I feel like that's some, that's a little bit of effort.
It was Mir's map.
It was, we're just living in it.
Bada
bing, bada boom. Killing spree for Bradley.
Wow.
That happened.
That's where this game's headed. Fortunately, there's a ward that spots Bradley.
So what are we looking at? 18 and 2? What was it?
That's not bad. Get that win rate back up to 90%.
Look at that, though. Another dopamine hit for Bradley. Oh, Svenskaren's health bar is just gone. And so is Dragu.
Oh, my God, Bradley.
Yep.
Yeah, well, much like last year, guys, I've already seen enough of Bradley's GP this year. He's still really damn good at the pick. As these barrel timers, too good.
Oh my goodness, it's a sight to see, and love to see it for TL. You had already mentioned, right? We expect to see great things as the growth continues for this guy in his second year as a top laner, but coming off of an incredible year number 1, having joined and be such an integral part, it feels like, especially in the later half of that TL Academy squad. We get to look back exactly how Bradley busted up Wild Turtle. Oh, behind the tower.
Yeah, the good old double barrel here, guys. As Bradley, I mean, we weren't kidding. This guy's GP is, he plays it at a really high level. That's a combo. You have to be playing at a certain range to hit. Gale Force helps you a little bit with the movement. He's able to get in there as the pick attempted on APA.
God.
Yeah. Why not another double barrel? And then we're just gonna hit the perfect one right when he lands. Yeah, that's real clean.
He gets the B mode.
I'd like to see him on the same meta as Arrow with the B modes. That's some team synergy right there.
Yeah, it's really that next level communication.
That's what we'd love to see.
That's what we come for. That's what we're here now. But it is an extremely strong showing from TL, as you said. The adaptation. Adaptation, speaking of, Doxa just trying to get out of bot lane. I guess they were trying to make a play here onto APA, but Doxa leaves his base completely open.
No, this game's over. I respect TSM for trying to make plays, but they were down 13k gold. There's going to be 2 inhibitors taken as APA was able to run warp out and TP's back with the team. Tools are down for TSM. We'll see if TL sticks around any longer if they take the reset for the Dragon, but this just could be the game right here.
Should just be, and again, that growth from game to game.
This will be fun.
A rough and tumble game 1 turns into a clean and easy game number 2 for TL. They clean house on TSM Challengers. Couple more shots to the Nexus here. One more curtain call, but it might just be that for TSM. They get 1 back. Maybe. Nope, they don't actually in the end. They try to catch Ken down here, but the engage comes back through. They do get him down. And a double kill for the barrels of Bradley. And Chadley's back. Throw those TL emotes up. It is a 2-0 sweep for Team Liquid Challengers.
Yeah, you would have never thought that Bradley got solo killed twice by Haunter in that game in this series by those barrels, but oh boy, some big work being done by the top laner at TL. The one person in Challengers this split that has a pendant to his name, actually has 2 from the success with Team Liquid Academy. in the last year. And good to see TLC moving to 8-2 and continue to be a top performer for us. We were excited about that top side of Bradley and Mir. I gotta say, Haunter and Svenskeren gave them hell in game 1, but they came back with a vengeance in game 2.
They did indeed. It was a 2-0 sweep from Team Liquid Honda Challengers. We will take a small little break. You got to watch game number 1. We will have a small little break. Then we'll have an interview with Team Liquid Honda Challengers with Magical, and hopefully we'll get to hear about that Baron or Dragon Steel from game number 1. I've said it like 3 times. We'll be back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into the LCS Challengers League. I'm here with the one and only top laner of Team Liquid Honda Challenger. It is Bradley. Bradley, congrats on the 2-0. How does it feel? I mean, I will say game 1 was a little dicey, but game 2, you got to pop off.
Right. So, first, I got to give credit where credit's due. I think Haunter was laning really well today, but in the first game, I think my team had my back. So, that's definitely where like the diceness came in. At least gave us a little bit of troubles, but we stuck to our roots. We were like, guys, hold the forts. Like Ziggs is gonna throw bombs, and then we happen to get a soul steal, which is that felt good. So that helped hold the fort a little bit more, and eventually slowly bleeding until we could fight on our terms. And I think my team found it. So.
Well, I think you also did exactly what I would do in your situation. I entered lane phase, so then I just split push for the whole rest of the game.
Yep.
Exactly.
Good luck, guys.
It's like, don't feed, just make sure they don't win, and we'll be fine.
Yep, that's exactly what I said. So good luck.
Hey, it got you guys the win. I know that I want to ask about the play around the parent sneak that you had in game 1. So... You're in the side lane, right? And what was that your call? Just like, guys, they're coming for me bot lane. Let's the Baron right now.
Well, originally we saw Elise kind of fog bot, and then I, proposed the question like, if Elise comes and kills me, like, can we do Baron? And then at first we were kind of unsure. We were like, eh. And then we saw Elise actually go bot, and then my team was like, all right, you know what? Like, just do it. And then I guess like they realized it, so they gave up on killing me, and it actually let me TP in for more DPS. So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was my call, but definitely kind of the team kind of knew what to do.
Yeah, let's give you the credit anyways, right?
Okay, yeah.
You're the one who said, hey, if Elise is bot,
I actually planned it 5 minutes in advance. Like I knew, based off of like the honey fruit, like yeah.
yeah. Like perfect, exactly. This is how you got to go with it, Bradley. You just got to be like, I got the big brain over here. I planned this the whole time. Like in game 2, right, where. You got solo killed twice in lane phase. You talked about how Haunter was playing really well, but then you got gifted 2 whole turrets.
Yeah.
So, like, I gotta ask you about the build path because you're the one who, in my mind, who kind of innovated like the Prowler's Claw last year, and now this year I've been seeing you more with like the Essence Triggers, that kind of a typical build, right? But the Gale Force build, talk me a little bit more through that.
So I'm gonna be completely honest. Gale Force this game isn't even completely optimal. I went Gale Force because I was so strong, and I was like, guys, like I know, like if I land 1 barrel, I could probably use it to kill Jhin. In an even game, I probably would have won Shield Bow, to be completely honest with you. Like, but I was feeling good, so I was like, you know what? Let's do a little bit of testing with Gale. That's normally my thought process, to be honest.
You did get the solo kill doing exactly what you just said with it, so
that's true.
It was definitely an awesome play to watch. Now I'm doing this for Cubby. We're going to talk about B-motes, right?
Ooh,
Cubby is all on like the B-motes being the meta. You and Arrow seem to be on that same page. Obviously, you agree, yes?
Oh, of course. My whole emote wheel is like the B emotes.
Okay, good. Yeah, are you getting the rest of your team on that too?
We have some differing opinions, especially in the mid lane emote wheel. We have some differing opinions. And I don't even see Kim Down even use emotes at all. I don't think in the entire game. I can't tell if Mir uses emotes, but yeah.
We're gonna have to teach him. We're gonna have to teach him, aren't we?
Yeah. We'll have to convert him to some happy B emoters.
Yeah, I know that'll make Cubby really happy as well. So let's see. I kind of just am really curious to pick your brain more about like what you think of the Challengers League and like as a whole, and what you see as the biggest competition. Because clearly we saw Haunter playing really well today. Do you think there's any other players that are kind of on that same path to contest you? Because a lot of people have been hyping you up as like the premier top laner.
Right. I think obviously I think Haunter played really well today in lane, so props to him. I also think that To be honest, I would say my only other competition in lane is probably Jenkins, to be honest. I think he lanes really well, and I don't really see enough credit go to him sometimes, just because, you know, his career. But I think other than Jenkins, I'm not really worried. Especially, okay, Haunter plays a really mean Kayslante, but that shit's getting nerfed. So see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It's kind of like the cat, right? We're all a little happy to see it get nerfed.
It's actually funny. I mean, I like playing Kayslante, but I'm interested to see how he falls in the meta.
Well, I'm like, I don't mind seeing him as well. I'm kind of with you on that, but it's just seeing him every damn game.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I just want someone to build like Ravenous Hydra, just go full split push mode on Kayslante, not even try to build tank and just see.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Hey, Bradley, you know me. I'm gonna build whatever. I'm gonna build the weird stuff, but nobody else is gonna. Everyone's gonna be like, that's trash, and they're right. But I'm still gonna do it.
But
all right, so talked about like the top lane. Let's talk about the league. What do you see as like the teams that are like the biggest competition for you right now?
To be honest, I think looking at the league, I mean, we actually haven't, I don't think we've gotten any practice against C9.
Okay.
But, so they're definitely, as far as like name on paper goes, they're definitely like the teams to look out for. Other than that, I think maybe CLG, and the rest I'm not really worried.
Alrighty. Well, just really quickly before I let you go, anyone you want to shout out or any haters you want to call out as well, I'm cool with either. Yeah. Come on,
So,
say the words.
First shout out, Love Honda. They're the goats. Thank you. You know, shout out to our other sponsorships. We got an amazing facility here. You know, thanks to the boys. Shout out, you know, to my team, especially game one. I think they really have my back. So, you know, thanks to them. Thanks to the family for watching, my friends for watching, my family's friends for watching. You know, I have a lot of supporters, especially in Twitch chat as well. Like I said in the first interview, you know, I do have a lot of, or I have like a decent amount of rookies, and like Mir's first time coming over to NA. So a lot of like Twitch chat support really means a lot, because I know it meant a lot to me in the first time, in my first year. And yeah, I think that's it, yeah.
Thanks, Bradley. Thanks for the interview. And congratulations on the 2-0. Go celebrate with the team. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. And for everyone else, we're going to toss a break. And when we come back, we'll get ready for our next series of the day, TSM 100 Thieves Challengers versus Team Liquid First. Make sure you stay tuned.